Hello everyone, my name is Yoshiki HISAYASU. My topic is getting a sense of geography. What is the most practical ways to understand the geography? Today I'll show you the results of my research. This is the outline of my presentation. First, do you know a sense of geography? When we go and move to new places, or even when we go out in our neighborhood, we have to understand the geography and remember routes to go around there. However, I am lacking the ability, even though I moved to this new place, Shiga. So I chose this topic. In my study, I focus on finding out the most practical way to understand the geography. Firstly, don't you want to know how people think about this topic? Then I conducted a questionnaire. 31 people, consisting of 28 university students and 3 members of society, responded to my questions. The first question is about if they are good at getting a sense of geography. Please look at this figure. Against my expectation, almost 60% of them answered they are good at it, unlike me. But this indicates that the ability differs from person to person. I also asked them their way to understand the geography. In this, how about you? What do you think? In this question, many people who are good at getting a sense of geography chose these two ways: go around many times, experience, and find famous buildings as landmark. From these results, I can say that the ability to understand the geography depends on each person, but they have some ways to understand the geography. But this is just I heard from each university student. So, what is the most practical way to understand the geography? Let's look at experts' point of view. Through these two surveys, interview and literature review. I also conducted an interview. I interviewed 3 people, a taxi driver, and a university student, and an adult male. As a whole, all people gives me some advice, but I want to focus on the taxi driver's opinion because he is professional at this topic. He said to me that going around actually with our own feet is a good way. Also, we should find a landmark. To summarize his opinion, he places emphasis on the real experience. Next, literature review. According to Shingaki and Nojima, a cognitive scientist, they advise that creating a cognitive map is important. Cognitive map means a map in your brain created when you go around. Also, we should get outside information, like buildings, as landmark. Then it seems that focusing on outside information is important. In fact, Ishikawa et al. Found that people with direct experience has a good sense of geography compared with GPS and map users. Please look at this table. This table shows the results of their research. And you can see that people with direct experience performed well in this research. So from this survey, I can set up one hypothesis. Is focusing on outside information is an important factor to understand the geography, then the ways to understand the geography can be divided into three ways: focus on landmark, focus on roads, and use GPS and read a map. Then I conducted an experiment to confirm which is the most practical way to understand the geography. I went to 6 destinations and I divided these destinations into 3 groups according to the 3 methods. The starting point is Minamikusatsu Station, and these 6 destinations is 700 and 750 meters away from the starting point. And these are the unfamiliar places for me. Then I measure the time taken to reach each destination. This is the picture of landmark I took during the experiment. In method 1, I focus on finding a landmark. On the other hand, in method 2, I focus on roads and looking over the distance. I understood the geography by looking over the roads and looking at the shape of roads. This is the result of the experiment. The table shows the time taken to reach each destination, but I want you to look at the time on the way back to the starting point because it indicates that how I understand the geography by trying out these 3 methods on the way to the destination. And the average time is as follows. As you can see from these results, by using method 2, focus on roads by using the method to focus on roads, I was able to reach the destination the quickest. Maybe I think this is because I was able to understand and grasp the complexity of the geography by using the methods to focus on roads. This is the conclusion of my presentation. From the experiment results, focus on roads and focus on landmark is a better way to understand the geography compared with use GPS and read a map. However, focus on roads is a little bit better way. I was able to find out ways to understand the geography and get a sense of geography through this project. But my project is not perfect because the experiment results includes the errors and I focused on only 3 ways to understand the geography. So I think that we should more research. For example, we should focus on remember routes to understand the geography more. However, these results can be informative information for people who are not good at getting a sense of geography to go around. This is the references. Thank you for listening.